in all of the years of the Oprah show that Jim Carrey would be one of our greatest teachers. Obviously, you knew somewhere inside yourself that you were destined to be famous, because I think it's really a marvelous thing, that visualization thing you did, that you used to go up on Mulholland Drive and park
every night
and visualize seeing yourself as...
yeah, I would
This is when you were broke and poor.
You know, directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, you know, I like your work or whatever that is, and I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever. Yeah. And I had nothing at that time making me feel better. I would drive home and think, well, I do have these things, and they're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there.
Okay. So didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. And I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it did just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber, maybe.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah. But I learned a lot from Jim Carrey on that show, and he is absolutely correct. If you can see it and believe it, it is a lot easier to achieve it. So
if you see it and believe it, you can have it. As Oprah said, in this video, I will explain you exactly how you can also see it and create your dream life. I will help you take your life to the next level. I know I can take you there. If you understand how to implement, like how Jim Carrey did, you know how to implement Jim Carrey's manifestation techniques, you will live an abundant life and will be able to manifest anything you desire. This is a quote-unquote secret which has been under your nose in plain sight that you haven't noticed. This ancient secret will unlock the secrets for you. Everything that exists was created in the imagination first. Think about it. Everything that is around you was created in the imagination first. So if you visualize like Jim Carrey and work hard enough, you can also manifest millions in your future. So stick with me in this video. I'm going to show you how to manifest your fortune. It is the power of imagination that is the creative power of the universe. However, most people don't seem to understand it or use it properly. What did you notice Jim Carrey did well? I want you to really think about it. Really think about it, what Jim Carrey did well. I'm gonna give you a few seconds. Jim Carrey drove to Mulholland Drive every week and visualized having the success. He would visualize directors already being interested in him and people saying that they like his work, people he respected saying that they like his work, and he would visualize things coming to him even when he didn't have anything. He was almost broke at that time. Despite being broke, he believed in his vision. So if you believe in yourself, you can be on your path to success. As Neville Goddard said, you are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. So our conception of ourselves is the reason where we are in life right now. To create a better reality, all we need to do is to change the conception of ourselves. To have more wealth, we have to change our conception to that of a wealthy man. To have greater health, we have to change the conception of ourselves to that of a healthy man. Just by changing the consciousness within, we are able to create the world outside. A 3D world is a reflection of our inner consciousness. So everything around you is a result of images you held in your consciousness. The image you held in your consciousness. By simply changing the images you hold in your consciousness as if you already have it, you are able to change the conception of yourself. As you can see in the video, Jim Carrey had nothing and he was a struggling actor. He was barely able to make ends meet and he was not making a lot of money. So he was using the power of visualization to visualize as if people are approaching him for work and that people are saying that he did great work and he's getting accolades for his work. He was, as Neville says, living in the end. I have never. So to live in the end means to live your life as if you already have it, as if all your desires have already come true. And you feel the feelings as you would feel as if your desire has come true. This is exactly what Jim Carrey did, and he was doing when he was visualizing. He was visualizing living in the end. Jim Carrey visualized that he already had those things and he was already successful. And he also involved his emotions when he was visualizing. He was like, wow, this feels great, this feels amazing, right? So this is the process of visualization, and this whole process of visualization is very simple. The very first thing we need to be clear is to be clear on what we want. Be clear on what it is that you want. What is that we want in our life? That is what we need to be clear on. The best thing to do is to actually write it down on paper. I have personally experienced this. When I write something down on paper, I have way more clarity of what I want. So this is what also Jim Carrey did. If you watch his whole interview, you will see that Jim Carrey wrote a $10 million check to himself for acting services rendered, right? And he was very clear on his vision. He knew where he wanted to go. He knew what he wanted to become. And he was very, very clear on his desire. So if you want a job, ask yourself, what kind of job do you want? If you want a relationship, ask yourself, what kind of relationship do I want? What kind of responsibilities do I want? What kind of compensation? What kind of compensation do I want? Or maybe a location where you want to work in, or maybe a home where you want to work in. Whatever it is, think about it. Where do you want to work from? Whatever details you want in your job, write it down. You do not need to know every single detail, but just having few details helps us make it more clear. And the second step to this process is to create a small scene from a first person's point of view, which implies that your wish has been fulfilled. For example, if you want to get a job, you can imagine a friend congratulating you and saying, quote, "Hey man, congratulations on getting the job, isn't it amazing?" unquote. And you are affirming to that congratulation and saying, quote, "Yes, it is amazing. I'm so grateful. I have this opportunity. I got exactly the kind of job I want. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I feel amazing." Unquote. So this scene need not be very long. It may be under 10-15 seconds in length. And this is what Jim Carrey did very well. If you go back to the video and watch it from the beginning, you will see when he drove up to Mulholland Drive, he would visualize people saying that they like his work, directors interested in him. He definitely had a scene in his mind which he played over and over again. So he visualized something and he replayed that scene over and over again. Now that the next thing you must do is to relax. It is very important to do this in a relaxed state for maximum effectiveness, because when we are super alert, super active, when we are in our active state, we are not able to impress our subconscious mind. The best state to imprint our subconscious mind, to impress our subconscious mind, is when we are in a relaxed state. So the best time to do this exercise is the first thing in the morning or just before you go to bed, because that is the time we are in a naturally relaxed state. But there are also other ways of relaxing yourself. Primary ways I use to relax myself is, the first method I use is I breathe deeply and I just focus on my breath when I inhale and when I exhale. So I take 6 to 10 mindful breaths, and every time I inhale and exhale, I count down from 6. So I do something like this. So here's the process. This is what I do. So I inhale and exhale. Then I count 1. Then inhale deeply and exhale. 2. Inhale deeply and exhale. 3. So on and so forth until I reach a count of 6 or a count of 10. So this is what I do. The second method that I use is to count backwards. We can count backwards from any number, from 10, 30, 50. So what all you need to do is take a deep breath and exhale, and then start counting backwards, like 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, so on and so forth. By the time you reach 1, you would have already forgotten about the thoughts of the day, and you would be more in the present moment, and that will help you get more relaxed, you know. And this is what Jim Carrey did well as well, you know. Driving up to a hill and sitting in a quiet location overlooking the city is a very relaxing view. So that view put him in a relaxed state. So if you just go to any relaxed place like a hilltop or a beachside, you know, and if you're more in the present moment, it is very easy to relax. And from this relaxed state, he visualized having his success. So do we really need to, you know, drive up to a mountain or go to a beach? We do not need to do that. We can relax ourselves where we are. We just need to find a quiet area and then do some breathing or counting exercises and just relax ourselves. So when we do this visualization, right, so we are visualizing a small scene that we have planned out. So you just play this scene in your mind's eye over and over again until you have a feeling of saturation, where you feel like you have actually really truly accomplished your desire. Now that you can keep repeating the scene and drift off to sleep, or you can repeat this maybe for 10 to 15 times until you have the feeling of saturation, and then you just drop the scene and then you just live your normal life. You just go by your day. That is all we need to do. So there's one key thing I want you to remember is we cannot be worried about the how it will come. You can obsess. If you obsess over the how, it is just going to derail your manifestations. So the best way is to impress a subconscious mind is we don't think about the how it will come. You know, we just live in the end, and generally this comes in a most natural, you know, in an easy way possible. And so just letting go of the how also takes off a lot of, you know, mental pressure, mental bandwidth, and you can just focus on your other manifestations. So this is a very simple process that you can use to create a life of your dreams, just like Jim Carrey did. He lived in the end and he didn't really worry about the how. He kept doing what he was doing. At the same time, he was open and he did not try to control the how. So that is what I really want you to do, is to visualize in a relaxed state and then just let it go. Don't worry about the how. It will come to you. I hope you found this video useful. Please go and give this video a like and subscribe to this channel to get more amazing content like this. Please like this video, and if you learned something really valuable from this video, if you have any comments you want to share, please post them in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts. I wish you great